I started becoming a CASA volunteer in 2014. And about that time, my last baby was graduating from high school, and I raised 4 children, and I wanted to look for something to do as I became an empty nester. I think fostering was interesting to me, but I wasn't in a position to really do that right then. I'm not ruling that out in the future, but I met some people at my church that were doing, that were CASA volunteers, and I asked them about it, and they described it, and they said, you ought to try this. And so that's how I came to CASA and went through the training, and really enjoyed it. They go through step by step what you need to know. There's a lot of things that probably you've heard of already, but you didn't quite realize, you know, the statistics say. And there's plenty of examples of what would you do in this case, or what would you do in that case. The training I felt was very extensive, but I felt like I was prepared when the time came. I've had 6 cases so far, 6 different families, and in some I've become closer to the kids than others. But every single one, I feel like there was something positive that came out of us being with that family. That was one of my concerns. Was this going to fit in my schedule somehow? And I will admit, sometimes it takes a lot of time, but it's a time that you can choose the day that you can do it. So if I need to visit my child, I can work it out with their placement and pick a time that's good for both of us. So I think I'm a busy person still, but it's not something that usually I can't rearrange my schedule and make it work. Absolutely, your emotions are going to get involved. Absolutely, you will get frustrated sometimes. I've been amazed. I will go into court wondering, what is this judge going to do? And she's very wise. She always comes up with a solution that I didn't think of. And I have usually felt better after going to court. Our first case was 4 teenage, well, the youngest was 12 at the time. Okay. So they were 12 and 14, and the other 2, I think, were 16 and 18, almost 18. The oldest 2 were in a different placement, and we couldn't find them for a while. Nobody could find them, but we developed a good relationship with the younger 2. And we would take the younger 2 to play basketball in their old neighborhood. And one day that older brother showed up, and the younger one said, you can trust these ladies. You need to talk to them. There's so much that needs to be done for these kids, and there's so much we have no control over. There's so many things that happen in their lives that we can't fix, but anything we can do, I think, is worth it. It seems to be, and I'm involved in several I've had other volunteer opportunities through the years, but it seems like this is the one way that I feel like we can make a biggest difference.